الحمد لله الذي هدى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله وأصحابه الذين اجتباه. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولئن سألتهم من خلقهم ليقولن الله فأنى يؤفكون. وقيله يا رب إن هؤلاء قوم لا يؤمنون فاصفح عنهم وقل سلام فسوف يعلمون. صدق الله العظيم. Last week we talked about the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that there are more than 70 branches of Iman. Al-Imanu bid'un wa sab'una shu'bah. And at that time I mentioned that the scholars have gathered all of these branches of Islam in the light of Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and they compiled them. Different scholars worked on it and they wrote books about it. There are about 77 branches of Islam, of Iman. And as I mentioned at that time, that these branches mean some of them are part of Aqeeda. They are must for every person to believe in them. There are some that are about fara'id of Islam, things that we must do. Without it, the person would lose his Iman at any time. Very easily the person can fall out of the fold of Islam. The third category is of muharramat, things that are forbidden in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If a person would commit any of those, in spite of being Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not be pleased with the person. And if the ummah together will start committing those things, Allah's adhab will come on the ummah as an ummah. The fifth category is of those that would strengthen our Iman, things that will beautify our Iman, that will make our Iman strong, beautiful, and give us the sweetness and the real taste of Iman. So these are five different categories of the branches of Iman. Inshallah, we will go through them one by one. To understand these branches of Iman, and at least these are the basis. These 77 branches of Iman are the basic things that a mu'min should know about his Iman, about his faith. The first and foremost, which is the most important, and any person and every person would understand and realize the importance of it, is the wahdaniyah, is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iman billah, believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, it's very easy and simple to understand it, and every mu'min believes in it. But we need to have some information about what does this belief means. When we say, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does it mean? First thing we need to understand, there are two categories regarding believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One is called wujudullah, the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are people who do not believe that there is God in the world. They believe that everything is being created by the nature, came by itself. So this is the first thing to believe about God, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does exist, there is a creator. Wujud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second part is to believe in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are people that believe that Allah does exist, but they associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's look into both of these categories very briefly. As far as the first category is concerned, believing in the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nowadays, we would see that majority the problem is not that people are doing shirk. Yes, there are a lot of religions and a lot of groups that teach shirk. But the general thing that is going out there, because is the time of the advancement of the science. And generally people who believe in that religion, and yes, I mean that it is a religion. Science, it became a religion nowadays. That people believe in it. Just like when they believe in the theory of evolution. These people who believe in that theory, if you talk to them, they do realize they do not have strong proofs to prove it. They have no solid background to even stand for it. Anyone seen it? No. Very same person who says and claims that human beings evolved from animals, if you tell the person that we have a person that approached us and he is demanding the citizenship of United States. On what basis? He says, I was in the jungle, I was one of the animals, and I went through that process and now I became a human being. On that basis, because I am an American, I was in America's jungles, and now I became a human being through this process, and I demand the citizenship of the country. Can we find anyone who would stand for it? They don't believe in it. They understand it's just a theory. But when you talk to the person, the very same person will tell you that yes, I believe that this happened. It's nothing but a belief that he believes it had happened this way. That's it. No proofs. He can't go nowhere with it. But it's matter of belief. That's his iman. Wa-al-Iyadhu billah. So that thing now became a belief. And that belief and that religion is preaching that there is no God in the world. This world came into existence without a creator. Nature created everything. Ask them, what is nature? No explanation. Is nature a living being? No. Does nature, the one that you refer to, has eyes to see with? No. Has ears to hear with? No. Has a brain? No. Has ruh and soul, life? No. That non-living thing is creating all of this beautiful universe. Subhanallah. Subhanaka hadha buhtanun azim. This is the worst lie a person can come up with. But large number of people are going in that direction. A lot of people who are tired of their religions, and we don't have just a small number of those people nowadays. Believe me, start talking to people, and you would realize, you would be surprised to know that there is a large number of people out there that me and you, when we look at them, we consider them to be Christians. Oh, this person, he has to be a Christian, just because he looks like that. But that person has nothing to do with Christianity. You talk to the person, right away he'll tell you, I have no religion. Yesterday only, in one of the meetings, a person who was in 70s, I was talking to him and he tells me, he says, in the beginning, I was a part-time Roman Catholic. Subhanallah, I never heard this word before. A part-time Muslim. He says, in the beginning, I was a part-time Roman Catholic. He says, when I was in the 3rd grade, and he was in a church school, he says, the things I started hearing about our religion, at that time I decided I cannot follow this one. And he just came out of religion. So he says, I'm not a Christian no more. Anything that you follow? No, nothing, that's it. He's out there now, hanging. There is nothing. So there is a large number of people who are tired of their religion. They are not satisfied with their religion. And they do